Assurance, I give my baby assurance, crooned popular Nigerian musician Davido when he was reassuring the love of his life, Chioma, about his commitment to their relationship. But as we go to the polls in 2019, Nigerians are looking for assurance of a good working healthcare system, education, 24 hours power, and the list goes on and on. One of the political aspirants is promising #Assurance 2019. My name is Isabella Akinseye, and this is Politico Politica, politics for everyone.
Politico Politica with Isabella Akinseye.
Today on Politico Politica, we will be looking at the emergence and increase in the number of young people going into politics seeking elective office. We'll also be discussing the big plans our guest has for Ekiti State should he be voted in. Let's meet our guest. He is a seasoned entrepreneur, youth advocate, and community mobilizer. As a member of the Not Too Young to Run Youth Next movement in Nigeria, he was a leading aspirant in the Idiosi local government chairmanship race in Ekiti State. As an avid believer in the possibility of a greater Nigeria, he has initiated a handful of development projects in his community aimed at raising the standard of living of his people. He studied public administration and political science at Babcock University and underwent an extensive executive training at Mutual Surface in Pretoria, South Africa on security hardware. Prior to joining politics, he was the logistics and research manager of Ade Dads Entertainment Limited, a security consultant company he managed for years. He is the managing director of Tro Global Limited. He's also a director at Ciliat Holdings with investment in real estate. He's currently the PDP candidate for the Ekiti State House of Assembly for Idiosi Constituency 1. He is Tolu Roland Olanrewaju, or popularly known as Tro. Tolu, welcome to Politico Politica.
Thank you very much, Isabella.
So the Not Too Young to Run, that is our topic for today. What made you get involved in that movement?
Passion for change. We, the youth, are the leaders for tomorrow. So for our tomorrow, we're taking action today.
So what lessons did you draw from that experience?
It's just left for we, the youth, to know, okay, it's high time for us to actually get the change we actually want. I just want to make policies and legislation and let the government know, both at the state and federal level, the sensitiveness of the youth, their welfare and their responsiveness.
Were there any challenges you faced during that movement? What political lessons did you learn that you're actually using today?
Time will tell, and we need to serve. Before you can lead, you need to serve. You need to serve the people. You need to let them, you need to find out what really they want. When you realize what they want, then you can get the change they are looking for.
Okay, so what will you make of the increased numbers of young people joining the political race, like yourself?
Like I said, we the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. 63%, above 63% of youth are participating in the election, are the ones that actually do the voting of the election. Less than 40, and we have about 70% of them living below 1 square meal per day. 70% of them are living below poverty. We, the youth, are just being used by politicians as political thugs when we are the ones that are actually making the change.
So you're saying young people have a duty to submit themselves for elective positions and not just be political thugs. But what about young people who are saying, I have my PVC, but does it really count? I'm not going to put myself at risk. Like
I said earlier, we're taking action today for our tomorrow. You can't just expect change with just your PVC. You need your PVC, and you also card carrying member. You need to participate in what is going on around you, your constituency, your local government. When you participate, you can have an idea of what they really want at the constituency. If you don't have this, if you don't take these steps, if you don't participate, there's no way you can expect any change.
So you're 29 years old. Some would argue that young people don't have the experience. They're politically naive. They're inexperienced. What are they bringing to the table? What will your response to them be?
We don't need all the experience. I have what it takes to make a change. I have what it takes to make a change. You don't need all the experience. I've been to my constituency. I've been in this for a while. I grew up serving my dad, and the first civilian governor of Ekiti State, Governor Ni Adebayo, I had a relationship with them. Governor Shegun too as well. Even with the present administration, Governor Ayefayoshe, I've learned a few things from them, and we the youth have what it takes to change. I personally have what it takes to make the change. I've started doing a few things in my in my constituency, looking at the welfare of the people, which is very, very important.
So you've learned from the elders. Some will say that, then what are you bringing to the table? What's new? If we've already written off the elders, then that means you're no different.
We need the voice. We the youth need the voice. I want to be the voice of the youth. We need to make policies at the state, at the federal level, that can actually accommodate the youths. We need the voice at the state and federal level. That's what we need.
And what will your message be to young people watching and saying, I also want to get involved in politics, but I don't know where to start from. I don't have a father I can serve under. I don't know anybody, but I have this desire to lead, and I don't want my age to get in the way.
Participate. Get your voter's card. Register at the party and know what's going on at the ward level. You start from the ward level, you know what is going on there, you go for their meetings. There are little things, there are basic things they need at the meetings. Make them available for them, speak to them, encourage them, let them know there's hope for them. They would believe in you, and before you know it, you are there already.
Thank you, Tolu.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Participate at the very basic level, at ward level. Go out there, participate in the elections, participate with your PVC. That's all we can take on our topic of the day, hashtag not too young to run. But we want to hear from you. Go on Twitter and tweet at us at PP with Isabella. And you can also check out Politico Politica on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you use the hashtag Politico Politica to make your view count. We want to hear from you about your views on hashtag not too young to run. We'll be going on a quick break, but when we return, Tolu will be letting us in on his journey into politics. You don't want to miss that.
Politico Politica. Politics for everyone.
You're still tuned into Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. Before the break, I discussed hashtag not too young to run with our guest today, Tolu Roland Olanrewaju. But now on the Politics and More segment, we're looking at his journey into politics. So Tolu, you studied political science and public administration in the university. How much has the theory matched up with the practicals?
Yeah, part of the theory we experienced is what we are trying to practice now. Before I went into uni, I'd already been participating in politics because I served my dad. I had a close relationship with him. I went out with him. I followed him for his meetings and all of that. And I had already had, from the jump, I'd already had passion for it. So going to the university to study political science and public administration was what I already had plans for, because eventually I was still going to practice the politics.
When and why did you decide to join politics?
I'd always known I was going to join politics eventually, because one way or the other I was involved, directly or indirectly. And I decided to run for office because of passion for change. I had the opportunity to actually run and actually contest for an office and had the belief I was going to win. I contested for local government chairman in December, but I was told to step down. I contested again for the House of Assembly, which I actually got the ticket for the party.
So do you consider your age to be an advantage or a disadvantage in the political race?
It's an advantage for me because I'm still very young and it's a long journey. It's a long journey to the change we're actually looking for. When we say we're taking actions for our tomorrow today, our tomorrow is not next year, it's 10, 15, 20 years from now. And so the change we're expecting is we're still going to be particles of the change we'll eventually do.
Let's look at your choice of party, the PDP. The PDP is in the opposition in Ekiti State. Why did you choose to contest under the PDP?
I started my political career under the PDP. Whatever I've done politically has been in PDP. And PDP being the opposition, I don't see anything that has to do with the election. People are voting for change. People are voting for...
You keep saying change, but wasn't that the mantra of the APC, change?
Eventually, yes, that was the change we all expected, you understand? And those were part of the reason why we took the decision we decided to take. No, these people are not giving us the change we want, you understand? We've been deceived so many times, and funny enough, we the youths are the one doing bulk of the work for the election. So it's high time for us to go there and get the change we want. Let them make policies that are going to benefit the youth. How many youths can we say are in political office? How many youths do we have at the House of Assembly, at the House of Rep, that can be able to be the voice of the youths? So the change we are looking for is what we're actually going for to get.
So my final question on politics and more will be, how are you funding this whole campaign? Because politics costs a lot of money. You're doing development projects, you're doing media, there's so much you're doing and you're young. So where's the money coming from?
I'm a security consultant and I run the business I'm doing, and thank God for goodwill from friends, family, and some of our political leaders too as well. So we are not buying votes. We are doing the needful for the community, for the constituency, and for our people.
Thank you, Tolu.
Thank you, Isabella.
We'll be going on a quick breather on Politico Politica. Join us again. It's still Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. Before the break, on our Politics and More segment, Tolu opened up to me about his journey into politics. But now on Project Ekiti segment, he's going to be sharing his big plans for the Fountain of Knowledge State. So you are the candidate, the PDP candidate representing Idiosi Constituency 1. What big plans do you have?
For there to be a change of policy for the benefits of the youths. We, the youths, like I said, I'm going to be a voice for the youths. I'm going to protect the interests of the youths. I'm going to protect the interest of my people. Majority of the youths we have, at least 70% of the youths we have, are actually jobless. We are not promising them jobs. We want to encourage them.
So if you're not promising them jobs, what are you giving them? Just hope?
We are going to encourage them and support them for SMEs. They are going to turn out to be employers of laborers, you understand? Give them skills. I have a few people, a few friends that are actually going to come on board, come my constituency to train them for training for SMEs that they do. And also the women and the old men too in the constituency, we give them small scale loans for their business. We also take care of their welfare. But once we actually empower the youths, you understand? Because to be honest, at my constituency, the majority of all these youths are actually idle, you understand? So that's why there's one crime or the other. But once they're actually busy, encourage them, engage them, I'm sure we'll have a better constituency.
So empowerment through training, through skills acquisition, and giving them soft loans to actually become employers of labor. But how would you rate Idiosi Constituency 1 right now?
We need to expose them, and we need to actually enlighten them also let them know that there's hope for them. That's why I'm actually really focusing on their empowerment and their welfare. Majority of them actually go to bed hungry. Do you understand? The life and the welfare of the people is actually improved, because once you are okay physically, I think you will be balanced mentally.
So some people will say politicians always have all these promises when they are seeking office. But what are you already doing on ground?
I've done a few empowerment and a few projects. I did the renovation of 2 of our town hall meetings. We painted the hall, and we also donated chairs for them too as well. I also did empowerment of mobile phones, about 50 at each of at each ward. That's where I come from, Ifaki 1 and Ifaki 2. Also, women, we did 10,000 empowerment for 10 women at each ward too as well. We're actually implementing what we intend to do when we get into office.
So you're doing all these intervention programs, you're renovating the town halls, you're giving women money for their businesses, you're empowering people with mobile phones. But why did you decide to do these projects? Is it as a result of what people asked for?
It's what is befitting for them. We've had the town hall there for about 12 years. It has been constructed and it hasn't been painted. If we do a meeting there and they pay 500 naira for every meeting they do, it's because of the condition of the hall. So if we put the necessary facilities there at the hall, I think they should be able to generate more money, and they should be able to use the money for other things too at the constituency. And the mobile phones we're giving them too as well. We need to communicate. I have so many women, so many mothers in my constituency, in my town, who they want to talk to me, they want to speak to me, they don't have phones, you understand? And yeah, we thank God, God has kept us in a position to be able to do these little things for them. We're in a position today. They're even going to see more, you understand? Because like they say, our parents have trained us, they sent us to school, and it's just time for them to harvest. Yes, we have leaders, you understand? Most of our present leaders, I think they were leaders, the real leaders, they were leaders at their youth age, you understand? They are also leaders again, you understand? So at the same time too, I as a person, I'm promising my constituency hope.
You're promising them hope. But let's look at your role in the State House of Assembly. If you were voted into power, what kind of bills will you be sponsoring?
They need to give us, like I said, SMEs for youth. They should make as of today, I think the CBN has given a policy for banks only to borrow government money. I think a particular percentage of their income or their revenue, instead of the money just being in the bank, it's only government they can actually borrow such loans to. When we actually have jobless youths that actually need soft loans to actually enhance their business or just to even be encouraged, you understand? Like I said, we're going to employ qualified people, but I'm not promising them lots of jobs. I want to make sure the youths turn out to be employers of labor.
So you want to create an enabling environment?
Yes.
So what other areas will you be focusing on?
Structural projects. We need to encourage people to come home, to come to our town, to come to our constituency. Even before now, I've been speaking to a few banks, you understand, to make their presence in the bank. If they can actually help us with do a few things, signage. We need lights. They need water. They need a conducive environment. Those are part of the renovations I decided to do when we are doing town hall meetings. We have people that come, okay, they want to do events, they want to do wedding. There's always something going on, do you understand? So a few structural development. Security is really a priority I really want to work on at my constituency. And healthcare. We need a befitting healthcare center at my constituency. So
healthcare, youth empowerment,
security.
Now, finally, where do you see Ekiti, the fountain of knowledge state, in the next 4 years?
Ekiti, in 4 years from now, we're going to be doing another election. Where Ekiti is going to be in 4 years from now is determinant on a few people. We have a sitting governor. What we can do within our reach is our own constituency. And I see my constituency 4 years from now liberated than what it is now. My dad was the one that actually brought life to the people of Ifaki. Ifaki is where I come from. And I hear that everywhere I go. Oh, your dad did this, your dad did that. Do you understand? Within a short period. So 4 years from now, I think Ifaki would be the small London, like they call it.
The small London. So people have said this is what your dad did, but what will people say after 4 years of what you did?
That's what I really intend to start working on. Those are part of the little empowerment we're doing. They say money shows the night. We're letting them know, okay, we intend to do this for you people now, and you expect more. You understand? It's a whole long journey, and I think I, as a person, I hold a very sensitive position because my dad has never gone for any political post in the constituency and all of that, and he's been doing a lot of things for people. So I think it's an opportunity for me. It's a privilege for me because that's what I actually leveraged on to actually start politics too as well.
Ifaki as the small London of Ekiti State.
Thank you very much.
That's a tall order, Tolu. What a great way to wrap up our Project Ekiti segment. But now we'll be switching things up on our quick fire segment on Politico Politica. It promises to be fun. It's now time for our quick fire segment on Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. And this time we have Tolu Roland Olanrewaju on the hot seat. Are you ready?
Thank you.
So number one, the first female governor will emerge in the next elections. True or false?
True.
2, the party that will dominate in 2019 is?
The PDP.
3, the young people have what it takes to become leaders because?
They are the leaders of tomorrow.
4, the funniest thing I've read about myself online.
I do Yahoo Yahoo.
Oh, that's not funny. Okay. Number 5, the candidate I'm most afraid of.
None.
Very confident. Number 6, Nigerians will vote with their stomach or their brains.
Their brains.
Number 7, if not you, who?
Me.
There you have it on our Politico Politica quickfire segment. But now we turn our eyes to what's happening on the political landscape. Have a look.
Politics for everyone.
We'll soon be wrapping up this episode of Politico Politica. We hope you've enjoyed the show. But first, we give our guest today a final chance to say his final words. So Tolu, imagine you're about to take your last breath. You can actually take a breath. And that last breath is the last chance you have to speak to Nigerians. I want you to look into your camera and let us have your final words.
Believe in yourself. Dreams do come true. The change we want starts from us. Let's all go out there and make the change. Thank you.
Thank you, Tolu. And on that note, we'll be bringing the show to an end. I'm Isabella Akinseye, reminding you that indeed politics is for everyone. So play a part and stay woke.